you're probably catching the recording of this, so be sure to drop the city or the state you're logging in from, you're broadcasting from. I'm hoping that you're going to find some value in this. A quick short live, because I keep on having that feeling. I don't know if it happens to you. If it does, just comment a little bit. But I'm kind of thinking, am I late for something today? So I'm keep on looking at messages, WhatsApp and Telegram, just to be sure that I'm not. So I'm changing the theme a little bit of how I do things on Facebook, especially with regards to what I'm talking about. Honestly, I'm just a little bit tired of seeing certain types of posts by certain people, because you know what the story is. You know what the game is. There are so many people who just hop from little program to little program, from opportunity to opportunity. So I want to be doing things a little bit differently with regards to what I actually provide to my audience, to everybody that watches, catches, comments on those videos. So I mentioned a little bit, I don't know when I made that post, I think yesterday evening. I'm going to be actually posting a little bit more regularly right now, since things are settling down a little bit. Guys, so everybody's been experiencing a little bit or a major squeeze because of this whole situation. Health crisis, let's not go into who agrees, who's not. I'm developing a pretty strong opinion about this whole thing right now, and it's probably very much the opposite to the general public. So it's going to be better that I stay out, because I'm already starting to read and see certain comments, posts in public places, in newspapers and magazines being released, and we're starting to see what's going to be happening in the next 3 or 4 months in the world. And believe me, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty for the vast majority of people. Their lives have been comfortable up until this point because they simply have been on government assistance during this furlough period and all that kind of all that stuff. But that's about to be turned off. So there's going to be millions of people everywhere, UK, Spain, Germany, the US, whatever, any country. Very soon this government assistance is going to stop. And this whole health crisis of whatever is out there, we're hearing about wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, whatever. So people will be left out without any sort of income. And they will also not be able to go back to work. Because again, just people think that there is still this crazy danger out there. Like, how insane is that? How insane? So if somebody right now isn't in a position where, at the very least, everybody needs to start being very mindful of their finances. They need to start checking what they're spending money on and just eliminating all this excess, whatever is unnecessary. Just become aware. Ideally, I think most of us know by now what we need to be doing, and that's finding a second source of income. Because if somebody still believes that they can rely on a single source of income that comes from a job or government assistance, they are probably living on another planet. Maybe they've not been here for the last 6 months and they haven't seen what has happened. Maybe they were in a coma. We don't know. Maybe some people have. But genuinely, look, even the safest of professions, so nurses, doctors, teachers, they thought that they are completely immune to this whole thing. Look what happened. Look what's going on right now in the world. Just look what's going on. So, my simple advice, because I'll be going deeper and deeper into this space, I kind of been going through these, because again, everybody's got lists of interests. And I've been trying to identify what I'm really truly passionate about. And to me, it is the financial education, very much. So 3 tips for you. There are just 3 things that you really need to learn how to control, and you need to educate and study. One is kind of common sense. Like, what are the things that you're actually spending your money on right now? That's more down to awareness. Just knowing exactly, like, just check your bank balance. Just check exactly what type of expenses you have, what type of outgoings, what type of recurring payments you have, and check exactly what's going on. Because sometimes we think you're kind of calculating things. Everybody has done it. Everybody. I'm guilty of that myself. Probably you are as well. It's just how it is. We're calculating, okay, mortgage this much, this loan this much, and then grocery shopping roughly about this much, and then that's probably my monthly expenditure. But then when you check your bank balance, it's like hundreds of dollars more. And you're thinking, wow, where? How did that happen? So you need to know exactly. You need to know exactly how much you're spending versus how much money is coming in. On that, again, everybody's going through different stages. Initially, you're going to be very much into this. So Robert Kiyosaki is talking about this cash quadrant. It's not exactly accurate these days because there are so many different business models where you can earn money from. But essentially, initially, the vast majority of us, we are in this active type of income bucket where your money solely depends on your efforts. So you're developing this active income, meaning you work, you make money, and you're trading your time for money. That's it. That's how it is. So I call it an active income. If you don't work, you don't make money. And if you go on vacation, you come back and you have even more work because you need to catch up because somebody else they didn't cover for you. That's just how it typically is. The second bit that people need to learn and need to figure out how and what they can do is what we call is a leveraged income, where the money then depends on two things, on your efforts, but also you also are able to make money from other people's efforts. So you've got this ultimate leverage is starting all of a sudden. So it's not just you, but at some point you can ease off a little bit and the money keeps on coming in and the money keeps on growing. That's this beautiful concept, other people's efforts. So this is mostly what I'm focusing on right now. This is this source of money, this source of income where you're setting things up, you're creating some form of automation, and then the money just keeps on growing, and eventually grows way, way beyond what you could have ever developed, but you just simply from your own efforts. And then you've got the third step, which is the passive income, where your money goes into those safe sources, as safe as it is physically possible. I'm not talking necessarily of some of those cowboy cryptocurrencies. Of course, some crypto are very good. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and the rest of them, Tezos, Hedera, Hashgraph, all of these things. But then you've got some other ones that are just cowboy ones. That's people just pump and dump. I'm not talking about things like this. Anyway, so these three, active, leverage, and passive, that's essentially how you want to be progressing and going through those stages. But then, the last bit is you need to also learn. So these are the pillars, the three pillars. One is knowing how much money you're spending. And then the second pillar is your income, the income that you're developing that goes through those three stages, active, leverage, and passive. And then the third pillar is financial education to do with how you can get some of the money that you're spending back. So you're buying pens, you're buying glasses, you're buying laptops. What can you do to get some of that money that you're spending on all of those things back? How can you do that? Simple. Having a home-based business. The majority of stuff that I'm using, everything I'm buying. Look, there's whatever thing, these things, headsets, speakers, everything that you use, even partially, for your business, you can expense. And I'm hoping that you can still hear me, that I didn't press any button. If somebody could just confirm, because I don't know what I've just done, but I saw just the thing just flicked. I have no idea how I can check this on my phone. I'm only trusting that you guys can still hear me, that I didn't press anything. Just give me a second. I'm actually gonna go on my laptop to see what's going on. But I'm hoping that you're getting this. Okay, it should be good right now. Okay, so these three pillars. It's essentially, again, you need to know then eventually how we can, eventually is that final step, how can you get some of that money back? And having your own home-based business is the best thing that you can do. Again, just follow those three pillars, go through that process, and believe me, your situation genuinely can turn around very, very quickly. That's what I'm focusing on right now. You're going to see a lot more posts to do with that, when I'm going to be speaking about those things, going into greater depth, because that's that ultimate path to financial freedom. Once you've got those three developed, and again, this is what's so especially important in today's climate. Because how many people you could be speaking with would have said that the best thing that they want, or the biggest thing that they want to experience or to have, is that kind of be less dependent on what's actually going on out there. Like, some of the decisions that we make, how many decisions on a daily basis you make because of your finances? How much money you have in a bank? So that's in terms of picking products that you're buying from a shop. All of those things. And even things that you say to people that you work with. Like, sometimes people are just scared to speak the truth because they know that this could have some sort of repercussions. What if you could be in a situation where all of your debt is paid off, including a house? You've got some source of passive income that covers comfortably your monthly expenses, and then you've got some money left over, a little emergency budget, whatever. How much different would your life be if you got to that stage? I'm not talking about crazy exotic cars, mansions, and villas. Let's take this through this, but let's just stay there on this little island of like being a little bit on the edge of the system. Let's go into that. How much different would your life be? Well, you could just wake up every morning and do whatever the hell you want. If you want to go to a coffee shop to sit there, and of course, with the whole craziness, maybe it's not the best idea. Otherwise, it would have sounded nice. But you could just wake up 7 o'clock in the morning, just do stuff around the house, go to a gym for 45 minutes, an hour, go to a sauna, maybe for a swim, read a book in the morning, and then decide what you want to do. Isn't that what it's about? It's not about, life is really not about those little bursts, once every 52 weeks, little bursts of high life, and then going back and spending the rest of another 51 weeks in a rut, and just going through the motions. That's not what life is about. We need to be striving for more. We only get one chance. That's it from me. I've got to wrap up. We've got a lot of calls I need to be on, but yes, it's going to be an exciting and busy evening. I'm hoping that you've got an amazing week. The rest of the week, smash it. Don't let go. Don't take your foot off the gas just yet. We're not done. All the best. Bye-bye.